when it just makes sense. It's your red-pilled brown girl searching for the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl when it just makes sense. It's your red-pilled brown girl getting to the truth. It's your red-pilled brown girl. Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Crystal. It's your red-pilled brown girl coming at you. Oh my God, y'all. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Okay. All right. Y'all know we got to talk about the huge story. Okay. I am guilty of picking at her. Y'all, it was so easy to do. It was so easy to do, especially because she was out there doing craziness, betraying the whole party, doing what she thought was right. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Her going on The View is never going to be right. Her going against President Trump was never going to be right. And unfortunately, she found out. She found out. But with her finding out, y'all, I didn't want her to resign. Y'all, as much as we picked on her for this last couple of weeks, so we was picking on Marjorie. Marjorie, we didn't want you to resign. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, we just wanted you to get it together. We didn't want you to leave, Marjorie. Me personally, y'all, I love MTG, okay? And I think President Trump loved her too. Everybody in the MAGA movement believed that, like, Marjorie is like, I don't know. Marjorie is an important piece. She's like that aunt, right? That aunt that you can go to, she gonna pop off, she gonna get drunk, she not really gonna give you advice that you can use, but it's gonna make you laugh. Like, she was such an integral piece of the MAGA movement. Like, some of the things that I honor her for doing is how she stood up for the J6ers. I love how everybody was afraid of Jasmine Crockett and she was not. She did not care. I liked her kind of like edgy, kind of craziness, right? But unfortunately, that got to Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene's head and she started to come for number one. Okay. She can be as edgy and crazy as she wants to, but it's certain things you just don't do. You don't come for President Trump. and unfortunately, I hate it for her because she has seen this go down so many different ways. Like, she has witnessed Liz Cheney. She has witnessed like so many people challenge President Trump and they just not ready for it. Not that I think that President Trump is untouchable. I don't even think that President Trump thinks he's untouchable. What I do believe that President Trump knows this game and he knows when he's right and he knows when he can play his cards a certain way. So if you are a person who is newly into the game of chess, right? And you start coming for the chess master, you should know that he has a few things up his sleeve that you haven't seen, and you need to tread lightly. And unfortunately, as ignorant as Marjorie Taylor Greene was, I didn't think she was that stupid. Really, I didn't. And you could see, you guys, she was like playing it safe. Like, she was like, I don't agree with the party. However, I do I'm going to criticize the party, but I love President Trump. However, I'm not criticizing like, if you're criticizing his administration, Marjorie, girl, let me put you on, sis. everything that the Republicans are doing, he's advising them to do. So when you criticize his administration, you are criticizing him. And I think she didn't quite get that. And Sister Girl found out. I felt bad. I feel bad. So did anybody get a chance to watch her speech, y'all? I felt so bad, y'all. We are going to watch this speech together because there's a few things that I want to draw out in the speech, y'all, that I feel like are very, very important. One of the things I feel bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene is she does not understand the game that she is playing. Now, mind you, this is by no means saying that, oh, well, Crystal, why don't you get out there? You know, y'all love to say, or people love to say, why don't you get out there and do it? I already know. I ain't built for politics. Let me tell you. Let me just sit here and talk my stuff because politics is a whole different thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene will probably end up doing a podcast because a sideline chick talking about what should have happened or what should have been is different than actually being in the game. So Marjorie Taylor Greene put herself out there, and she started by being crazy, crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene, like crazy. I love the way she used to call out people like, "What country are you from?" Like, that's the Marjorie that I love. Okay, I love the. I think your lashes are getting into your eyes. That's the Marjorie Taylor I love, right? However, President Trump allegedly President Trump says allegedly she was trying to run for Senate or governor or something like that. Now, Marjorie Taylor is a particular taste, y'all. She is a particular taste. And Georgia is a very important state to Republicans. Like Democrats are able to sometimes flip in Georgia because of that daggone Atlanta. All the blacks in Atlanta, they show up and show out. So it's very important. It's one of those states that you can't do too much, right? So President Trump already knew that, sis, you cannot get on, you can't win a national election. And I feel bad for her, but she kind of felt like she was banished to Congress, which I don't understand why she felt that way. I feel like she was so effective in Congress, and sometimes you have to just kind of know your role, play your part. She could not win a national election. Not right now, not in this climate. It is too dangerous. And so, and it's too on the cusp for Republicans. So President Trump said, hey, I would not support you running for a Senate seat or a governor of some sort. And I don't know why she actually thought that she could, but she just not everybody taste, especially not in Georgia, unless you want to get rid of the whole Atlanta. Like, she wasn't going to win. So she was kind of upset about that, allegedly, right? And so she kind of went to the Democrat, like she kind of tried to play this, oh, I'm America first. Let's all get together and let's all kumbaya with the left. The political industrial complex. We all want the same things. No, sis, they don't. We can Republicans stop saying, let's all get together? These are the things that these people want to do. They want to cut off and transition your sons and your daughters. They want to make your sons girls and make that okay. And they want to make your daughters boys and make that okay. And make it so they can never have children. They can never enjoy sex as a regular human being. This is what you want. They want your daughter to be able to get an abortion on demand, regardless of your beliefs. They want LGBTQ to be in the White House and in leadership roles, and that to be the number one issue that we care about as a nation. These are the same people that allowed gas to get all the way almost up to $7 in California because they felt like they didn't their land was too precious and they didn't want to drill oil and make a future for your children. These are the types of issues that you're dealing with when you're talking about Democrats and getting together. There is no bipartisan with these people. There is no bipartisan with crazy people. Can we just be honest? And then all this talk about Jesus. Jesus did not say he came to bring everybody together. He said that he came to bring a sword, okay? He is separating good and evil. So all of this bipartisan stuff and oh, let's all get together, let's all work on the things that we agree on. No, the things that these people agree on is to hurt you. So, no, we can't agree with these people. We're going to do the best that we can to get them to comply, to remove power from them. But we are not going to try to agree with crazy folks. We're just not. Sorry. So she tried that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh, let's just all kumbaya. Let's all be together. But what she forgot is they don't like you, sis. They don't like you. And I said that. I was like, why is she trying to be friends with them? They don't like you. And most importantly, they hate President Trump. President Trump is the leader of our party. Why would you try to do that? So I'm not surprised that she ran into a wall, a dead end, because nobody likes traitors, y'all. Come on. Come on. Nobody likes traitors. It's the worst thing that a person can do. And unfortunately, in this case, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she lived up to that name. She did. I hate that she feels jilted. Um, I think that she's jilted by her own like self because what I don't understand how she thought that this was gonna go well for her. Like I am flabbergasted, you guys, that she thought that she was going to be able to do this. She started talking about the Epstein thing. Not that I don't think that the Epstein thing is interesting, y'all. But is it important? No. Epstein is dead. I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and she doesn't know politics very well. And she was like talking about the Epstein files. And then I said, hey, did you know that Epstein has been dead for like over 5 years? And she was like, really? The way that we're talking about it is like it's something that happened like yesterday. She had no clue. This Epstein thing, interesting. I'd be interested, but it's not really a big of deal. It's not important right now. It really is not. Epstein is dead. And so the way that she was kind of like pushing the Epstein thing as to say that that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, like first of all, Donald Trump was the one that his administration was the one that arrested Jeffrey Epstein. Can we just be honest about that? His administration was the one that arrested Jeffrey Epstein, okay? And so she kept kind of bringing that up as to like kind of dry snitch a little bit, silent rebellion, or you want to call it. And I think that she was really thinking that people were going to try and get behind her after, sis, we know how this thing goes. We voted for President Trump. Most of us don't live in your district in Georgia. We like you and all. You cool. But we rocking with DJT. And so I don't know. I just kind of feel like white people, I love y'all, but can we have an honest to God conversation? Y'all got to get it together. Y'all are in shambles. Half of your people hate themselves and are giving power to people that don't deserve it. And then the ones who stand up like a Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're wacky. They're wacky. And y'all like I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all have some brilliant, brilliant people in your community. And unfortunately, y'all are not listening to them. You're going against them. And it's not going to, it's not going to be well for the country. We need white people, the best and the brightest. We need y'all to like really step up and run for politics and get these women. Most of these women, this is women stuff that Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing. Very female, very weak, not understanding that there was no way that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to be the leader of a Republican Party. Republicans are male dominated. We are not beta. We don't like beta males like the Democrats. Like Nancy Pelosi is running the Democrat Party. That will never happen in a Republican administration anywhere. You got to stay in your place. We love women. Don't get me wrong. We respect women, but Republicans don't believe in women leading. So I don't know what Marjorie thought she could do. And y'all, we have got to make that very, very clear that we like masculine leadership. So it wasn't like a whole bunch of Republican women, as conservative as we are, we're going to sit there and jump ship from Donald Trump onto Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was never going to happen. It's almost like she doesn't even understand her base. Like women follow. We follow strong leadership. That's what we do. And that's what conservatism is. And for her to jump ship, it just shows that a lot of these people, they just grifting. They don't believe in conservatism. Sis, you need to get in line, lock and step with the party that we elected. Ain't nobody following you. They're not. We only follow you as you follow Donald Trump. Like almost like almost the scripture, like God, what Apostle Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ. Marjorie, we are following you as you follow Donald Trump. When you stop following Donald Trump, see you when we see you, sis. And we like you. We do. We really like you. But that was never gonna happen. Not with us, not with conservatives. No. So anyway, I feel bad for her. I feel bad. Marjorie, come on. Why you had to break us up? We were a good family. So let's watch her speech. There's a few things that I want to pull out in this speech, y'all. I'm just so sad about it. I'm still really torn up because it didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like this. And you feel like Donald Trump betrayed her. Like she feels like Donald Trump betrayed her, but I believe she betrayed her base because, like, stay in your lane, sis. Stay in your lane. Why are you trying to do more? And they don't owe you anything. Like y'all heard the saying is like, this is politics, this is DC. If you want a friend, get a dog. We already said in the last video, is Donald Trump and the Republican congressional office is supposed to do the most amount of good for the most amount of people. We can't be focused on these small things. And unfortunately, dang, Marjorie, you don't get it. Learn politics. I'll tell you, like my son's baseball coach, when he messes up, learn to play baseball. Girl, learn to play politics.
I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas.
Okay, let me stop her there. First of all, nothing gets better in 9 months. Nothing ever gets better. He's been in office for 10 months. Nothing's getting better. Well, first of all, the gas is getting better. Can we come on, sis? Don't say nothing is getting better. The gas is getting better. Things are getting better. When energy prices go down, usually the cost of everything else goes down. So she's like, nothing's getting better. Second of all, she's talking about labor, illegal labor. American labor is being replaced by H-1B visas. This is the same chick that 2 weeks ago she said because she has a construction company, we need to rethink labor and invite illegals. She literally just said that. So Marjorie, this is why. If you want to know why, this is why. You can't figure out what you want to do, sis.
Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest, and the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart. I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies, because I believe God creates life at conception, and I love to fight for the little guy. Strong, safe borders, I have fought hard for that. I've fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations, and I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly, resulting in the House not working for the entire time, and we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives. During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass the plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies. The House should have been in session working every day to fix this disaster. But instead, America was force-fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle on television every.
So this is the queen of political drama saying that we were fed political drama. For her to accuse the Republicans of the shutdown just shows why she needs to go. She is literally in her resignation video saying that the Democrats or the Republicans should have opened the government. That was impossible, sis. Every single Republican voted yes to open up the government. The Democrats weren't. And then you wonder why we call you a traitor. Like, Marjorie, you can't even be honest even in this video. And then you wonder why people in your district are probably very confused. You're not telling the truth.
Single day. My bills, which reflect many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B visas, just sit. They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The Speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote. Many common Americans are no longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokespersons and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow the political party talking points. Because they know how much credit card debt they have, they know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years, they actually do their own grocery shopping and know food costs too much. Their rent has increasingly gone up and up. They have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house. They have been laid off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big six-figure salary. They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets. They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they just aren't stupid. These are the people
Okay.
I represent.
So here's the thing. Marjorie, I hate to break the news to you guys and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Please send this to her. Tell her I love her, but we gotta be honest. Hold on, you guys. We gotta be honest. Unfortunately, all those issues that she's saying are not going to be resolved by her English speaking bill. Did y'all hear her say, well, the bill that I bought, nobody listened to what makes the English the official language? Sis, if you're not over there trying to bring jobs back, aka what President Trump is doing, if you're not over there trying to tariff these other countries and bring money into this country, aka what President Trump is doing, if you're not over there controlling wars and stopping beefs and squashing beefs, aka what Trump is doing, it won't matter because we will all be speaking the language of the people who overtake us. Like, this is the silly women stuff, you guys. This is the silly women stuff. It should be like somebody said, a lot of our problems will be solved as a nation if we can just stop women from voting. I will gladly, and mind you, I'm conservative, I will gladly give up my right to vote if you didn't have silly women voting. I just say, okay, I understand for the good of the group, just don't have any women vote. Seriously. Or bring back literacy test because this is silly. Y'all, this is silly. And I hate this for Marjorie. I do, because I spent all my conservative 2022, 2020 defending and saying how smart she is. And so I feel betrayed, Marjorie. I feel betrayed. This is stupid. This is stupid. Oh, my bills that came to the floor that stops people from speaking other languages or makes English the official language. None of that matters if we do not get the country on track, which is what President Trump is doing. And you only gave him 10 months. He only had 10 months. 10 months. It took these people 4 years to destroy this country. And he is at least turning the ship in 10 months. And then you have women, silly women like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I hate this. This is just such a bad look.
And love, because that is who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years. The district is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic, hardworking people you will ever meet. Good, regular, common Americans. I've worked hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated dangerous open border invasion into America. And I led the effort to defund hard-left politically biased NPR and PBS and the corrupt USAID, and I did that as chair of the DOJ subcommittee. I have fought harder than almost any other elected Republican to elect Donald Trump and Republicans to power. I traveled the country for years. I spent millions of my own money. I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And I showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defended him against anything have all been welcomed in right after the election.
This is where I feel bad, you guys. This is where women should not be allowed to run, you guys. She's talking about all the things that she did for President Trump, when in actuality, she did it because she probably felt like she was doing it for President Trump, but she did it because she's a Republican on the Republican ticket, and you need a strong Republican, and she believed in Donald Trump's mission. And it should be left at that. Like, she's even saying, "Oh, the people who betrayed him and didn't like him been welcomed with open arms." That's politics, sis. What is he going to do? Not like them when Republicans have a slim majority? Like, not talk to them? It doesn't work like this. And I get her. Because this is how girls are, right? It's like, I was there for you when nobody else. Like, sis, we don't have time for that. Okay. We appreciate you being there. But right now we have a country to save, and we have to move this ship, and we all got to roll in the same direction. And I know you don't like Mike Johnson, and I know you don't like whoever else she doesn't like. I know you don't, but we're all going this way, sis. We got to team up against the other side. And she's kind of making it all about her. That can't be when you are in Congress. Congress is a team sport. And so for her to not understand that this is nothing personal, this might be personal for her, but her job is not personal. Her job is to do the best that she can for the people that she represents, which is Republicans. And so if Donald Trump is at the top of the ticket, then she has an obligation to support what he's doing. And she's kind of, "Oh, I did this and I did this." And I know that's probably hurtful for her. I know that's jarring, but she's bringing it on herself because she's making it personal. He at first didn't even say anything about her. How is Jeffrey Epstein going to serve the people in your district? How? How is that going to make them get a job? How is that going to put food on their plate? How is her researching Jeffrey Epstein and the victims, quote unquote, going to bring jobs and grocery prices down to her district? It's not. So she's just lying. She's lying.
And I will never forget the day I had to leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to Washington, D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021. My poor father and my poor mother, it was way too much for all of us. Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises, and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for.
Y'all, that's just not true. That's just not true. First of all, let me address her saying loyalty should be a two-way street. It is a two-way street. And unfortunately, sis, You broke that loyalty when you kept coming for the administration. So you broke it first. It's not like he just came out of nowhere and just started attacking you. So now she's acting like the victim. And I feel like that's just dishonest. Second of all, for her saying that he's threatening her, I mean, threatening to support somebody else. I mean, he can support whoever he wants. Just like you can decide that you want to go against his administration and not support Mike Johnson, even though that's what the team is doing. He can say, okay, well, I have to withdraw my support. And you're saying that's a threat. I mean, I mean, call it what you want, sis. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Is he supposed to just keep supporting somebody who's not supporting him, who's becoming a problem for his administration? And how did you become the victim in this? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Make lunch with me while I tell you all the things I do not do with my money and why you might be struggling because of that. The first thing that
However, while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged because my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God who created everything in existence. You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility. My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I have fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of non-stop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a single day. It has been unfair and wrong, not only to me, but especially to my family, but it's been wrong to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity. I love my family way too much, and I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons.
So this, I refuse to be a battered wife, like what, hoping that it all gets better. Like, who battered whom? Like she brought this on herself. Like, she wants something that is not realistic. She got upset and then she started attacking the mission of the Republican Party. And now she's saying that she's a battered wife, expecting it to get better. Like, do you see this as women stuff, you guys? Like, she's trying to appeal to the women out here, like, oh, you're so strong. You're so strong. Walk away, Marjorie. Like, no, this is corny. This is corny. They didn't do anything to this girl. She started that. Like, I actually feel bad because Mike Johnson hasn't even come out and attacked her or anything. But President Trump is who he is, and he's not as nice as the rest of them.
Big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
Good riddance. President Trump responds
Imagine
and
bringing your
says,
side project to life
hold on,
just
guys.
by thinking about it. Meet
So
Base 44.
President Trump, y'all,
America first.
he is who he is.
And I have fought
okay?
against Democrats.
He is who he is. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick by him. That's my president, and I'm gonna stick by him. He is who he is, y'all. But he's from New York. We've already talked about he's ghetto. He's hardcore. He is the alpha amongst alphas. And he said, I think that's best for everyone. And it is. Like, Marjorie is just too emotional. Marjorie is too self-centered. She's too selfish. I don't care what she says. She is not fighting for her district when she's asking for Epstein. She's just not. She's just not. When she's asking for Epstein files to be released. Is there an Epstein Island in Georgia that I don't know about? Like, I don't know. Like, were there victims in Georgia? She's just not, and she's lying if she's saying that she is. And I just think that, sis, I hope you find what you're looking for. I feel like she did this prematurely. She was actually really effective in her role, and she wanted more. President Trump wasn't giving her the attention. She's talking about all the things that she did. You know, oh, I did this, I did that. That's all female stuff. And you can't be that way. Oh, I was loyal to you, so you should have been kissing my behind and not working with Mike Johnson. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, Marjorie, it's just so feminine, you guys. But I wish her luck. I actually really still like her. I have so much respect for her. But like I said, we will follow you as you follow President Trump. Follow you as you follow President Trump. If you're not following President Trump, I'm sorry, sis. We got part ways. And I wish you the best. I love you. MTG, you was my girl for a little while. Hey, Marissa Denise, she said, I feel like if she saw a problem, of course she could have handled that better. She could have handled that better. And unfortunately, she did not. She did like what all the jilted females do. You key the car, you put you do a left eye, and you put the tennis shoes in the in the fiberglass tub, burn the house down, sis. And that's just not what you do. That's not what you do, especially when you're trying to make things work. You asking for a divorce, you asking to go to jail. Like, yeah, like, disagree and do it. I mean, she can disagree, but honestly, what would she disagree? Him bringing millions of dollars of jobs over? I mean, millions of dollars in money over here? Like, what could she honestly disagree with? Because the Republicans right now are disagreeing with the Epstein files. Okay, and you won. We're getting ready to release the Epstein files. And what? What? What are the Republicans going to do with the files when they come out? Find out that Bill Clinton is a pervert? What you gonna do? You gonna go over to see Prince Andrew about it? What are we going to do? Nothing. You just want drama. You want to distract from the fact you're falling into the hands of the Democrats that want to distract from President Trump doing a good job. President Trump is over it, as he should be. But you know what? Y'all want it? Here you go. I'm so glad, because all y'all just gonna prove is that y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing, and they know y'all not gonna do nothing. And now you ain't even got Marjorie Taylor Greene in there to do nothing. So she said there's no plan to save the world, no 4D chess. I think that she's not in on the plan, and rightfully so. You're not in on the plan, sis, because you're unreliable. I mean, like you are a wild card. You go rogue. And sometimes when you are trying to save the world, people like you get shut out. And I hate that for you, Marjorie. I hate that. I want it, I want it better for you, but you just kind of proved that women can't really play this game of politics. President Trump is hardcore. Like, he from New York. And not only that, he had to do this politics thing with people in New York City that will slit your throat. That stuff is hardcore in New York City. And so you have to be tough as nails, and you have to be smart, and you have to be strategic. And yes, you do have to talk to people you don't like. And yes, you do have to work with people that you don't like. And yes, you do have to negotiate and backdoor deals. That's politics, babe. That's politics. And unfortunately, she's out, and maybe that's better for everybody else. Anyway, hold on. Yeah, I said that. Marissa said maybe that was her issue. She wanted a bigger role. She did. She definitely wanted a bigger role, but not when you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. You like she's unfortunately very female. Oh, I deserve it because I came when my dad was in the hospital. Okay. Okay. Did you come for me, or you came because the people from your district wanted you to do this? I don't understand. Anywho, you guys. So some of the things that she brought up I thought would be really interesting for us to go over and talk about, because MAGA is talking about affordability and it's getting on my nerves. It really is, y'all. The reason why it's getting on my nerves is MAGA always lets the Democrats guilt them into believing or thinking something. Now, mind you, we could not get Democrats on board with affordability as we watch the gas prices go all the way almost up to $7 in California. We could not, we got them complaining, but let me tell you the answer that Democrats gave when that gas was showing $5 and almost $6 in Maryland. Well, the president doesn't have anything to do with the gas prices, Crystal. The president doesn't have anything to do with the gas prices, Crystal. We can never get them to see things, an inkling, the way that we see things. But Republicans are so easily manipulated and so easily guilted into wanting to be liked by the other side that Republicans are holding this man to some kind of standard of affordability, and he's only been in office for 10 months. 10 months. I think for us to do that shows the Democrats how weak we really are. Like, y'all just suckers. Y'all are just suckers. And I don't think that Republicans mean to be like that. I think that we somehow want to we're like our human nature. We're human. Most of us are Christians and believers. We want to say everybody is good and let's try to meet in the middle. But you guys, these people are not doing it with us. They're not doing it with us at all. And so we're talking about affordability and somehow blaming that on President Trump. First of all, affordability is 100% attached to the Democrats. Oh, well, some of the presidents that are no. We have not seen affordability go crazy like this in 4 years. We haven't seen that with anything. That is totally Barack Obama. Not Barack Obama, Joe Biden and Camilla Harris. That is totally them. And so for us to attach it to President Trump when we saw life was better in 2019 when he was the president, it just shows that we're just trying to give them something, give them a win. Okay, yeah, affordability is bad. No. That's your president and your vice president that did that. Don't come for President Trump. That needs to be the answer. That needs to be the vibe. But for whatever reason, we are trying to be friends with them and trying to work it out with them. So now Tucker Carlson is talking about affordability and how people can't buy a house. Let's watch Tucker Carlson talk about that, because I just think that this is an important issue. He's talking about why you buy a house. And I think that this is an issue that has it's this issue has been emotionalized. Emotionalized. The fact that Americans can't buy a house has been one of the things that we just it's been, you know how they say talking points? This is one of those Democrat uh Republican talking points. This is a bipartisan talking point. How, oh, well, young people can't buy a house. Oh, well, people can't buy a house and they can never get the American dream. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. She said, hold on, Marissa, you said, at this point, why even listen to them at all? Exactly. She said, there's no appeasing these demons. Absolutely. Oh, Marissa, thank you. Okay. So this whole affordability, why Americans can't buy a house thing, I think is one of those talking points that we're trying to blame Republicans. And mind you, Republicans have only been in office since February. The housing crisis has been going on for a little while. It's been going up, 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 up. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that we let illegal migrants come in here and drive the housing prices up. Another part that it has to do with is concentration in areas. Tucker is going to make the argument that it is somehow our leaders are the reasons why. I would say something different, but let's take a look at what he says. And I think that this is a valid point.
Fuentes, whoever or two I've asked, number one, like I grew up in a home, not an apartment, not Section 8, not a rental house, but like a house that I own. Not a huge house, but just like a house. Could go to Home Depot, buy garden hose, fix the gutter. Like that's kind of the dream, actually, for most men. And in that home, I have my wife, my children, and my dog. Like it's not, these are not crazy aspirations. These are the most human aspirations men think about when they go to sleep at night. It's like my little house. There's nothing more male than that. You know, it's my cave. And they're being denied that. So they're upset, and increasingly they feel nihilistic. And why wouldn't they? But the question that too few ask is, well, why can't they buy a home? Like, what is that? And you often hear dumb people say, we just don't have enough homes. Okay. Don't have enough homes. So we need to take like Yellowstone and build Section 8 or something. Morons. And of course, you know, supply and demand is real. And so, you know, there are fewer homes than than we would like to have, and so the price rises. Okay, but that's not really the whole story. There are a bunch of factors. One, big companies buying homes and turning them into rentals. Why would you ever allow that? If you want a revolution, keep that up. Two is we just have more people. Density is a real thing. This is a great country because it's not an overpopulated country. It's not Bangladesh, not just because we're better than the Bangladeshis, but because there are fewer of us in a bigger piece of land. You don't want to live cheek to jowl. It makes people crazy. It makes rats crazy, and it makes people crazy. Nobody wants that. But we're getting it, and we're getting it through immigration. Illegal and legal. We're being flooded with people from outside the country. Everyone's like, oh, wow, that's a racial thing. Okay. Maybe for some people, there are racial elements, for sure. Certainly a lot of cultural elements that are important. But like at root, it's a very simple question. It has nothing to do with ethnicity or even culture. It's like, how many people do you want living near you? So many you can't afford a house? That's kind of an overlooked byproduct of stuffing the country full of people who are here because they're inexpensive to employ and grateful to be here. It's a massive byproduct. But there's another factor that's never mentioned, and that's debt. Young people are totally in hock. They are completely indebted. They have student loans. They were required to get a degree or told they were required to get a degree to get some job that no longer exists because it's been eliminated or H-1B'd or whatever. The jobs aren't there. Unemployment among recent college grads is out of control. Out of control. Are they becoming more moderate? Once they leave college, like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, they followed every instruction they were given dutifully because young people are actually pretty dutiful. And in this country, young people, some of them are really smart, for real. Talk to them. I mean, there are tons of losers, of course, there always are, but the smart ones are really smart and very aware of what's going on. And they know that they've been completely betrayed. They did what they were told to do. And they're shafted. They're literally shafted because they don't have enough income. In some cases, any. So what are they doing? They're going into debt.
Okay. That was a lot, you guys. So here's Tucker. And this is why I have a problem with people like Tucker. I have a problem with and I used to really like Tucker, but Tucker's from California. I keep telling y'all, Tucker is from California. So that puts things into perspective for me. He is whining and talking about young people can't buy a house and all the reasons why they can't buy a house. First of all, young people can buy a house. Can we just say that? Can we just be honest? Young people can buy a house. Young people can buy a house. If they can buy the cars that they want, they can definitely afford a house. They can't afford the house that they want. They can't afford the house that somebody had to work and save for years of their lives. And we need to be honest with young people and tell them that. You cannot afford a house in New York City. You can't right now. And there is nothing saying that they should or deserve to do that. They talk about America being like 50% of uninhabited land. There are houses in areas here. There are areas that are cheaper, but Americans don't want to live there. They want the house that they want, and they want to live where they want to live, and they want to do that affordably. I'm sorry, that's not the way the world works. And when people like Tucker Carlson start being more honest with people and motivating to people, hey, I know you want to live where your parents lived, but unfortunately, your parents live in a part of Maryland that you can no longer afford, so you may have to go move to Pennsylvania. Go buy a house there. Don't be afraid. Spread your wings and begin to fly. Be a butterfly. You can do it. You can make it. When people like him start being honest. Another factor in home buying, Mr. Tucker Carlson, you just said, oh, a man has a wife and a dog. Unfortunately, young people aren't getting married. That is one of the main factors of home ownership. 2 incomes, 2 lives merging together. It ain't happening. People don't want to get married. Women have completely become, independent women. They don't want to get married. They don't need no man. Don't need no man. So sorry, that dream of having a house with a fence and all of that and a dog, it's just not the reality for people right now. So yes, you do have investors buying up houses. Why? Because Americans don't want it. They are coming up, they don't want it. There's something about a house that people feel they're tied down. It has not been communicated the benefits of home ownership, just the way it hasn't been communicated the benefits of parenting. These young people don't even want to be parents, more or less, buy a house. So stop talking for them. Say, oh, they can't buy a house. Yes, they can. Trust me. I've looked for $100,000 houses and you can find them in America. Yes, you can. They don't want them. I know people right now that had a house and somebody told them that they were tied down. They sold their house and now they have an apartment paying $1,500 a month when their mortgage payment was half that. And we just need to be honest, y'all. The lifestyle that our parents had and the lifestyle that people before us had, unfortunately, these people, they don't have these same aspirations anymore. We need to encourage them. We need to tell them the benefit. We need to educate them. That's not President Trump's fault. President Trump cannot make people want to get married. He can't. Maybe that's his fault too. Maybe that's his fault too. President Trump can't make people want to have responsibility. He can't. So stop it. Stop it. That's not President Trump. That's not the Jews. That's not rich people. That's nothing. That is your sons and your daughters. You have failed to educate them. And I'm sorry if your child is unemployed after they went and got their degree. That is their fault because they want the job that they want. Unfortunately, you don't qualify. Maybe you haven't interned. Maybe we haven't spoke about how you present in interviews. Maybe you're a narcissist. Maybe you're just not nice and they don't want to hire you. Speaking of Black girl unemployment, fix your attitude and maybe somebody might actually want to give you a shot. And if you can't get a shot, how about you start your own? There's the internet. You can start your business. Yes, you can. Like, stop being victims on both sides. Americans are not victims. They allow themselves to get replaced. And I'm going to talk about that too with the Muslims. That's not President Trump's fault. That's not an administration's fault. That is Americans. We need to get it together. And sitting here whining and complaining about it and not talking about the real issue. The real issue is we don't want to get married. We don't want to spread our wings and go and explore and live in different areas and make those areas great. Some of us work from home and still don't want to move. The kind of house that we want it to be beautiful. We don't want to lay down floors. We don't want to put paint. We got whole HUD programs that are set aside for single families. And mind you, these HUD homes are not beautiful homes at all. You have to put some work into them. And Americans don't want them. They want the beautiful $500,000 house. Yes, you cannot afford a $500,000 house. I'm sorry, you cannot. But you can afford this $200,000 house. It's not going to be as pretty and shiny as you want. You got to fix it up. Oh, no, I don't want that. I'll just keep renting. Okay, then do that. It's sad. You said, Marissa, you said there are so many rentals in my neighborhood on my street alone. All of a sudden, lots of land cleared, homes built, and renters moved in 2000 a month for yes. And they're doing it, Marissa. They are doing it. And it's sad that they're doing it. But let me tell you something. They wouldn't be able to do it unless people wanted that. Marissa said, I was a single mom of 4. If you want to make it, you will. I was laid off from work. I went to school, learned a skill, worked, and raised my kids in a home. Absolutely. And it probably, I have a girlfriend now. She was a she had a child when we were in college. Shout out to her. I love her. And she's watching this show right now. She can vouch. I thought that when you had a baby, your life was over. She ended up finishing college. She owns her house right now. No, it's not in New York City. It's in a outside of rural area in New York City. And she's a single mom and she owns her house. Why are we not telling these stories? Like Tucker is sitting up here acting like it's President Trump can't make these people want to buy a house that they can afford. It's not the fact that they can't buy a house. They can buy a house, but they have to buy a house that they can afford. They have to buy a house in an area that they can afford to live. They don't get to just say, oh, I want a house here. I want a house here, so I should get one because I'm an American. It doesn't work like that. So I'm sick of this whole affordability thing. Like, affordability? Our taste and preferences are driving up affordability. It's not President Trump. It's our taste and preferences. It's Americans' entitlement. Entitlement. You can get a home. I can tell you right now, there are homes in Baltimore that people can afford. Yes, but people don't want to live there. Why? Because the crime. Well, they don't want to hold their elected officials accountable to making the crime better so they can buy the home that they can afford. The schools are bad. They don't want to hold their elected officials to holding the schools accountable to get the schools right for the home that they can afford. That's not President Trump's fault. And he's doing the very best that he can. But Americans got to get it together. We got to get it together. That's just the truth. No, you can't buy a house in Ellicott City right now out of college. But what you can do is you can buy that townhome. You can live in it, pay that small mortgage, stack your bread, and get a nice fancy down payment, and then go buy another house. That's how they used to do it. They're waiting to buy because of their own taste and preferences. And that's the truth. And we just need to be just honest about it. You know, don't let nobody tell you that. Don't let nobody tell you that. Don't let nobody lie to you. You can buy a house if you want. You're going to have to make some concessions. Y'all stop listening to these people. I was on a Twitter Spaces with Tasha K, and it was so funny because everybody's talking about Nicki Minaj and how she's speaking against the Christians. And I like Nicki Minaj and I believe in what she's speaking against, but entertainers are not leaders. They're not. Like, the real leaders need to come out and speak against some of this stuff. So, anywho, okay. Y'all, I want to talk about this story because it's so good. I think I want to talk about two stories. Okay. So President Trump is fighting, y'all. This is why I go so hard for him, because he is fighting so many battles and all he's trying to do is what's right for this country. And there was these senators that did a video saying basically you can ignore orders or ignore illegal orders. Let me get it up. Saying you can ignore legal unlawful orders. And so President Trump is like really upset about it. Like really, really upset about it. Like he called for them, like he called them traitors. He said that it's sedition. And I agree with him. I agree with him. Hold on. Y'all tell me. Hold on. Let's watch it.
Being a content creator can feel like you've always got to be on, always live. It's overwhelming.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship. I'm Senator.
So I'm going to tell you right now, you are a whole fool if you think that these people going to have your back. You are a whole fool and you need to go to jail if you think that after you ignore the orders of the duly elected commander-in-chief of the United States of America, after you are court-martialed and thrown under the jail, I hope Alyssa Slotkins they wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. They need to go to jail. But honestly, you're a whole fool if you believe it. You know why? Let me tell you why you're a whole fool. They didn't even give you an example of what an illegal order is. You see how they baiting y'all? Democrats think people are just the dumbest people ever. And honestly, I don't blame them. Because Kamala Harris got, 40-something million votes, allegedly? This woman and all these beta males is sitting up here telling you as a CIA Army officer can ignore unlawful orders. Give some examples. Slotkins, tell us what President Trump is telling these people to do that's unlawful. Arrest illegal migrants? What blow up a Venezuelan ship that is bringing fentanyl across our borders? What is unlawful? What is unlawful? Give us an example. And they won't, because they don't have it, you guys. They don't have it. And honestly, if you even think about listening to these people, but they made this video because they knew they wouldn't be shamed by the public. This should be on and I know it's annoying President Trump that he's having to even deal with these losers, these stupid people. You don't follow unlawful orders. Like what, dummy? What's unlawful? What's unlawful? I can tell you what was unlawful. A lot of that DEI mess. That was unlawful. Are you telling them that they can ignore that? That was an unlawful order by all these other administrations. to judge people by the color of their skin and not the content of their character. That was unlawful. That was an unlawful order. Having people who are transgendered serving in the military and they're mentally ill, because transgenderism is a mental illness, having those people serve in the military, that's unlawful. Joe Biden having trans people all up and through the White House, that we could have looked at that as unlawful. What has President Trump done or said, or what orders should they ignore? Please do share. But they can't and they won't. And President Trump is so irritated because nobody is like shaming these people. Marissa, you said I heard Dr. D. I think her name I think her name says there is no such thing as an illegal order coming from your commander in chief. Absolutely. There is no such thing as an illegal order coming from your commander in chief. And if there is, you need to tell us, Senator Slotkin and your beta male friends. These people got some nerve. And you better be glad that that Republicans are not as cutthroat as y'all are, Democrats, because all of them need to be in jail, under the jail. It's so bad, y'all. And President Trump, he said, you could tell he's just getting irritated, and he's saying that they need to be prosecuted, and they should. And so Alyssa Slotkin, senator, says, no, there's nothing wrong that she said. She's basically just saying all the talking points. And she says, this is not normal for the president to be calling for us to be court-martialed. This is not normal for him to be calling for treasonous, calling this treason. No, sis, what's not normal is for elected officials to be telling vulnerable troops, to be telling people who are serving and who are over the safety and security of 350 million people. It's not normal for the leaders to be telling them to ignore orders. That's not normal, Slotkins. Do you know what this could mean if they ignore an order? That means millions can die. And just ignore an order. Ignore an order. Y'all get these women out of politics and these beta males. Get them out of politics. Get them out. I don't want to see them. Speaking of retarded, y'all, Joy Reid done went MAGA. Joy Reid went full out MAGA, y'all. Joy Reid. I posted it. You have to see it. I posted it. Joy Reid went full out MAGA. I can't stand Joy Reid, y'all. Y'all all know that I cannot stand this girl. But I tell you what, a broken clock is right twice a day. So let's give Miss Joy Reid her props, because she actually kind of made sense.
I'm telling you, I would be alarmed. I'm alarmed enough when I see a woman with her dangling boobies. Yeah. If I saw a penis in the ladies' locker room, I would freak out too. This is just. I mean, this is nothing against trans anybody. What it's saying is, if I turn around and I see a penis in front of me inside of the room, yeah, I would probably go to management and say, "Wait a minute, why is there a naked man in this room?" Because just the world we live in, just from a safety standpoint, and just from a privacy standpoint, so I can see why she would have gone and reported to management. There's a man naked in the bed. Now, if they clarified and they said, well, trans, okay, but I think they should take her concerns also seriously.
Ooh, it's funny how things change. Now, Joy, Are you calling for violence against the trans community? You see how fake these people are? Black people are dishonest. I'm sorry, y'all. I know people don't like me. They are. I told y'all, black people are not with all this trans stuff. I know a lot of black people, but they will do it to be lockstep with the Democrat Party. But she's on her podcast. Now, mind you, when she was on MSDNC, she was going in for people not wanting to talk about trans issues, not wanting to talk about gay issues, all that kind of stuff. She was, when I say she would go in on you if you went on her show, the readout, she would read you a new one. And here she is on her little podcast talking like a MAGA girl. Let me tell you, Riley Gaines, girlfriend, let me tell you, this dishonest chick is actually speaking the same stuff that she was trying to play you about. You see how dishonest these people are? Everybody knows that men or women who claim to be men, but they have a certain body part, a penis, women don't want to see that, and we shouldn't have to see that in our locker rooms, in our bathrooms, and anybody. Everybody knows that. That's norm. That's what Donald Trump calls a 95 to 5% issue. Most 95% of people agree with that. She, because she was on MSDNC, kept riding hard, okay, for the trans, saying that they should be able to use whatever bathroom that they want, and why do we care? And then all of a sudden, she on her podcast and she's showing her true colors shining through. You go ahead, y'all. This does not make me give her a pat on the back at all. You know what? It just lets me know that these people will have normal people like us thinking that we're racist, we're crazy, we're stupid. All the while, they're getting paid to say something. And if that paycheck stops or if somebody else start paying, that pendulum swings and they on to something else. That's why you have to be so centered in your faith. I tell people I don't really like new Republicans, new conservatives, because they haven't really researched what they believe. They don't know what conservatism is, and they get like emotional about stuff that they really shouldn't. It's for this exact same reason. It's because they've heard somebody like Joy Reid, or they've heard in conservative case, they heard somebody like Tucker say something, or they heard something from somebody that they respect, and then they go with the wind. They don't really have those true convictions. I have like true conservative convictions, and it took a while. It took a while. That's why I don't really like when people are new, when they're coming out saying they're conservative. It's usually a grift. It's usually something that it's like they saw that they couldn't really make it in a different area, and they're not really conservative. They still talk a lot of black stuff, a lot of race stuff. They're not truly conservative. That's why you really need these people to be educated before they start speaking for you, because they'll be swayed with the wind with Joy Reid going hard for transgender, and then all of a sudden you just saying, "Oh, Joy Reid uh didn't even believe it at all." She should be held accountable for that. We should be calling her phony. We should be calling her a liar, which she was always those things, because she is one that just keeps victimizing herself. She's from she's poor. She needs DEI. Mind you, she went to an Ivy League school. Those type of people need to be shamed out of community. This is she's a Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. Oh, I'm scared to walk down the street because I might die. She's one of those. And those type of people just annoy me so bad, y'all. So bad. These arrogant, self-absorbed people. Oh God. And then they breed people like this girl. And I don't even think this is recent, y'all. I don't even think that this is recent. Hold on. Let me show you. And then we about to. Okay. Then we gonna wrap it up, y'all. It was a good time. All right. Let's wrap it up. Hold on. Look at this. Somebody look at this. Look at this girl. So, black woman gets arrested. Totally deserves it.
Because your tag is expired.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I breaking the law?
Yes, your tag is expired.
Any crime?
Yes, your tag is
Do you
expired.
have a supervisor?
I am the supervisor right
You
now.
have
So I'll
another
need your license. You have a choice, okay? And I'm going to explain this to you really probably once or twice to you, okay? I will call my supervisor, but if you fail to produce your information...
Call your supervisor. I'm not failing to do anything. I'm asking for you.
No, yes, you are.
No, I'm asking for
It's
your
upon
supervisor.
demand.
I'm demanding your supervisor.
No, you don't get to demand my
You're a public
supervisor.
servant.
You wait. Because
You serve the public.
Yes.
I didn't cause any crime. I didn't hurt
509.
anybody. I'm not...
526, would you 56 me here? Now I need your license, please.
I'm not doing anything commercially. So...
Your tag is expired. Come here.
So...
It's still a lawful stop.
It's lawful?
It's a lawful stop. It's a legal stop.
It's illegal. It's illegal or lawful?
It's legal, and I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not arguing, sir. I'm asking you a
I'm
question.
asking you for your driver's license. You're driving a vehicle in the state of Florida, and you are...
Traveling. I'm traveling.
So you're going to play that game.
No, I'm not playing any game.
Yeah.
This is my freedom
Okay.
we're talking about
Yeah,
here.
it is. And sure,
We're talking about you.
my
as a
sergeant's on his
servant.
way, and
We're talking about you as a
my
public servant.
my sergeant's on the way, and you can talk to
and
him.
We can talk to him.
Yeah.
And I hope you know.
I hope you know
what you're doing.
I hope I do too.
Okay.
The tag is expired, and she won't produce her driver's license, registration, or insurance.
Okay.
She's traveling.
Okay. Hi. Good. How you doing?
I'm doing
Good. So I'm the day shift supervisor.
Hi.
This officer has conducted a lawful traffic stop.
Is it lawful or illegal?
It's a lawful traffic stop.
It is. And
yes.
what law am I I breaking?
Apparently, you're
What law is that?
Okay. Can we see your license and registration?
That has nothing
Okay.
to do
10:15.
because are you
You're under arrest.
okay? For
No.
what? Why are you arresting me? Is your
Yeah. You know what for. Right? Welcome to America.
wow?
Let me just say this, y'all. These narcissistic black women, y'all. Now, I am sad that they even waited that long. I wanted him to arrest her right then and there, but he erred on the side of caution. Shout out to him, but I wish he had arrested that chick like 5 minutes ago.
This is
Please
not.
don't-
This,
5 minutes ago. Hold on, look at
this
it.
isn't.
Don't resist.
I'm not resisting.
Yes, you are.
This is not even my car.
Oh, now you want to plea. Now you want to plea. Now you want to talk. Now you want to admit that it's not your car. Y'all, okay. We cannot have a society where people do not respect the simplest order. Sis could have got a ticket and said, "Thank you, officer. Yep, not my car. Oh, darn." We cannot have a free society where a cop cannot stop you and say, "Hey, can I have your license and registration?" I am so glad that they need to start. You know what? He should have slammed her on the ground, put her face in the cement just for being stupid. Somebody could be getting robbed. There could be a car accident. Somebody could be getting mugged. Somebody can be committing a serious crime right now. And the police officers are sitting up here fighting with this dumb black broad. And then they act so proper. Illegal. Do you know what illegal and unlawful are? Because there is a difference. I don't care what they are, sis. Whatever it is that. It lawful or legal, you don't know. Whatever it is, it's that, and you just got what it is. Dumb. Y'all, these women are just stupid. And you wonder why Black female unemployment is the way that it is. I would not hire none of these chicks. And I can tell you the majority of Black girls act just like her. The majority. And you wonder why they unemployed. Half of the time, this is how they act with their employer. This is how they act. This is how they act with their employer. This is how they act with their coworkers. This is how they act with their spouses. This is how they act with their kids. They act like this with everybody. And you think that it's President Trump's fault that they're unemployed? These types of behaviors are not employable. You cannot have this type of energy, this type of behavior, this type of attitude in any kind of productive environment. It's such an embarrassment. Yes, Marissa. And you brown skin just like me. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. And that's how most of them act. And then you want somebody to be emotional about the fact that y'all ain't got no job? Get your attitude together. You can't act that way in the private sector. You can't. You got to come correct in the private sector. The government, you can act like that. But you can't act like that in the private sector. Get that act together. And then maybe we won't have unemployment. Because remember, most of y'all just so educated. So edumacated. Y'all, we cannot have a society where the police officers are having to deal with this crap. I want a society where he wouldn't have to call his supervisor. He just drug her by them little fake locks that she got in her head and threw her to the ground. Stop playing with these cops. That's the type of society I want. Most of those Black women who lost their jobs were positions that were created and they weren't even exactly. And then they was bold about it, Marissa. Bold about it. I don't do nothing all day. Oh, okay. Bye, sis. Bye. Go find a job. Go do her. Go do her. Go do her. Like Kanye West said. I'll just stay down here and do her. That's what Kanye West said. Bye, chick. Deuce. Deuces. Bullies. Yes. Yes. This is my sister Donna. Bullies. We can't have this, y'all. Y'all, I was so mad when I saw this. I was so mad. I was so mad because we know these chicks out just harassing people. That poor guy, that poor police officer, she should have got drugged by them little fake locks. Y'all know she light skinned. You know them light skins be doing it. They annoying. Sorry, my sister Donna, she light skinned. Shout out to the light skins. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful that y'all watch. If you have not already done so, please like, share, comment, subscribe, you guys. Please, please, please. I am trying to grow this channel. I get so many people all the time say, oh my God, there should be so much more people watching this. And I agree. That's why we got to share it. Because I'm cool. I'm funny. I'm funny, y'all. Oh God, Marissa, you said by the first word we knew how this was going. Exactly. Is it unlawful? Is it legal or lawful? Because those two are not the same. Oh well, why don't you explain it to the judge, sis? Explain it to the judge. We'll all find out what legal and lawful are. Girl, bye. Bye. Have a seat. You said, she said, I made it to the end. Yes, Marissa usually be like, I'm sorry. Good night, Crystal. I love you so much. You guys, thank you again. Thanks for watching. Please like, share this channel with someone. I just appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace.